Mhm.
you referenced the part in the Bible when Jesus got baptized, and talking about like, well, Jesus is God, why does he need to get baptized? It's like, well, that's it
Mhm.
allowed God the Father to really pour out and say, this is my son in who I am well pleased.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
think that if God's doing that to his son, that's probably something pretty important that we should model as fathers to our sons. Talk a
Mm.
little bit more
Yeah.
about that.
Oh man, that calling out identity in. I think if I had to boil down what the most powerful thing of a dad heart for the world would be, or for culture in general, it would be identity. It would be that I believe a healthy dad. No, let me back up just a second before I
Sure.
finish that. I want to make sure everybody that's listening knows that I'm not suggesting that any man pour into sons and daughters, because I think there's a lot of really
Mm.
unhealthy men
Yeah.
that will do nothing but poison sons and daughters until they figure some things out and get some healing
Right.
themselves. And so
It's a
I'm
good point.
talking about a fairly assimilated man who's at least got some level of health.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not just saying all men need to pour into sons and daughters, because that would not be a good thing.
Right.
Um, but anyway, when there is a level of health as a man, to be able to, the thing that our culture is most desperate for is the heart of a father, a good dad, calling out and calling up our identities as sons, as daughters. You look at the struggles we're having with sexual identity. That's probably the main one.
Right.
Sexual identity. I don't even know who am I a man? Am I a woman? Am I sometimes either? Am I that's a level of confusion that I just believe not only is it's absolutely the work of the enemy in our world and in our culture and for our kids, but it's also the lack of that good dad that comes alongside that person and helps them understand who they really are, helps them understand their true identity, what God has breathed into them and what
Mm.
God created very much on purpose in their lives.
Yeah.
Um, I'll bet you so many of those situations that we see in the world would be rooted on some level back to the either a really bad dad or just a not present dad